Well, after spending the last however many days that Double Weapon XP has been live, I am finally almost complete with leveling all the weapons. I'm down to like the last handful now. I was kind of stalling on a bit of my progress because I did take some time to grind out a few more of the camos for like the Haymaker and the Riveter, for example, so then I could, just get those forged. Yesterday, I leveled up all of the snipers, the marksman rifles are almost done, the LMGs are almost done, the shotguns are done, the SMGs are done. I gotta work on the battle rifles yet, but there's only 3 of those. The ARs are obviously done as well. I have a few more pistols to go, launchers done, melees are done, so yeah, we're basically like right there. And once they're leveled up, I mean, the camo challenges are so easy that I could honestly probably get them knocked out like, what, maybe 2 or 3 days tops? Not to mention the fact that we're also going to be getting Rustman next week. Oh, and somehow I completely forgot to mention it, but there was another event that went live, even though, because if you guys remember last week, right, like we just had this event go live where we got like the Brave Stripes camo was like for the COD endowment thing, but then this week, literally just like yesterday, they had another event go live this year, being the Makarov's Revenge event, and they had like this camo for it, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see, you have to look at it very closely, but it is in fact animated. I don't even know what this, like the camo for some reason kind of just reminds me of like the title screen, like when you first launched the game. If y'all remember back before Modern Warfare 3 released, how it just said like Call of Duty on the main title screen, and there was like the red waves, like this is what it reminds me of. And even now, like when you boot up the game, like when it's showing like the Activision and Sledgehammer logos, like it kind of looks like that. Anyways, yeah, I figured I'd at least show this off since, it is a new event and I already did unlock it. For anyone curious, yes, I am still working on the RGL, and no, I have not made much progress with it. I did make some progress with it, and I felt so stupid because there was this dude that kept throwing down proxy mines, and I didn't even realize until the match was almost over that he was throwing down proxy mines. So then I quickly swapped my secondary, and then I started shooting at him, and yeah, I don't think I like 2'd on that match, but I mean, hey, it's 2, it's better than nothing. Still got 20 to go. As for the other camos, yeah, like I said, in multiple videos at this point, I'm not really worried about camo grinding until I have the weapons leveled out. Like, that's my main priority since Double Weapon XP is live. This morning, I also completed the week 3 section of the weekly challenges, so I just gotta complete next week's, and then I'll be able to unlock that new camo, which we haven't even seen what it's gonna look like in-game, but it looks pretty cool from the image that we're seeing. I don't know if it's gonna be, like, animated or anything like that. I don't need all my camos to be animated, but I'm kind of a sucker for those animated camos just because they do look so cool, so I mean, if it is, then that'll be pretty cool, because I mean, we have had to spend, like, the last month working towards it. Even though the challenges themselves aren't that hard, you still have to log on every week, complete the challenges, put in that time, which for me isn't a big deal because, I've literally been on this game every single day since its release. I love the way that Sledgehammer does their attachments in their games. See, Infinity Ward games, like, if you want to have an attachment that, mitigates recoil, then you're gonna have to deal with a slower ADS speed, or vice versa, but in this game, there's so many attachments, like, for example, that XTR or whatever, Phantom Hand Stop, where it literally boosts your sprint to fire speed, it boosts your ADS speed, and then furthermore, it also gives you, like, it gives you more control over, like, the vertical recoil and just overall gun kick. And then there's, like, that one hand grip where it gives you more control over, like, your firing aim stability, recoil, gun kick, and the only thing that it does is it messes with your aiming idle sway, which you would never really even see in the first place. The only time aiming idle sway would really be something that you'd have to worry about would be with, like, sniper rifles, I guess, if you're a hardscoper sitting in the back of the map. It's crazy to think that this game has almost been out for a month already. And what's even crazier is that at this point in Modern Warfare 3's lifecycle, I almost have all the weapons leveled up, and, obviously Vanguard had some more weapons, but, like, with Call of Duty Vanguard, there's weapons to this day that I still just haven't maxed out. 70 weapon level. Man, what were they thinking? I mean, I guess the XP was balanced enough as to where, like, but still, man, I don't know. For anyone curious, this is a blueprint that I think I got for completing the campaign, or one of the things, like, you get it for completing one of the missions, I think, but it's pretty cool. It's called, like, Bone Rattler. This isn't what it looked like originally. Like, the barrel also had, like, a design on it, but I ended up changing the barrel just because, I'm playing on Rust and I needed something a bit faster, but, like, I really like the design of it. It looks pretty cool. Apparently, they're gonna be removing this Groot skin here soon. At least that's what they said they were gonna be doing. I guess some players have been complaining about, like, visibility with that skin or something. I don't know. Me, personally, I haven't ever had any issues with visibility, but I don't know. I guess maybe in, like, some darker environments, it might blend in. It's pretty crazy to think that they're gonna be, like, outright, like, removing it. I mean, that's not something you'd ever see Infinity Ward doing. I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just, like, when it comes to Sledgehammer, man, they really do care about the community. Like, every time I play a Sledgehammer Call of Duty, it's one of those things where I can tell. It's just, like, it's one of those, like, by gamers, for gamers type of situations. They will literally do anything and everything to, like, bend over backwards and make sure the community is happy, and we love them for it. Some people dunk on Sledgehammer in their games, but come on, man, like, let's go through Sledgehammer's track record real quick, just to explain why they deserve more love than they get. There was a time when critics and players alike were complaining and saying that COD was getting stale, so what did they they do? Well, they made Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the furthest thing from a Call of Duty game that we've ever seen up to that point at least. And then 3 years had passed and everybody was like, alright, we're kind of getting sick of this advanced movement stuff, so what did they do? They took it to the roots of Call of Duty with a World War II Call of Duty game. Literally just titling the game Call of Duty World War II, just a return to classic Call of Duty, boots on the ground, and even then they were still spicing things up, innovating on things, bringing in things like the headquarters, which, every Call of Duty player that played that game to this day can agree, like, that was an awesome feature and should totally return in some way. And then in 2021, we got Call of Duty Vanguard, and while it's not necessarily a thing where, like, the community was, like, really begging for a World War II Call of Duty game, they still had to work with the MW 2019 engine. It was their first time kind of like, making like a more modern type of Call of Duty. And I truly do believe that they did the best with what they were given. And, later on in the seasons, they weren't even trying to stick with the World War II thing. They were just trying to make a fun game for the community, right? Like, they brought in fan favorites like Raul Menendez and Roar and Al-Assad from like Call of Duty 4. They were even doing throwback stuff and giving us like, advanced warfare weapons towards the end. Like the EM1, for example. And then we got like that one assault rifle with like a laser sight on it. For those of you that don't know, the development for Call of Duty Vanguard was a little crazy behind the scenes, to say the very least. So it's one of those situations where they were kind of given the short end of the stick, and they just did the absolute best with what they could. Now we're here with Modern Warfare 3, and it's a similar situation where we've heard rumblings of what might have happened behind the scenes, but it's one of those things where, like, it's more of a hearsay type of thing. The publisher and Sledgehammer themselves are saying one thing, whereas there are certain developers behind the scenes that are saying another thing, so there's nothing that's 110% confirmed. But from what we were hearing, it does sound like the development for Modern Warfare 3 was a little crazy, to say the least. And hey, they did the absolute best, and I would say they did even better than the absolute best than what most developers would have done with the time and resources that they were given. And guess what? They did something, or they at least met us in the middle on something that the community's been asking for literal years at this point. Y'all remember when MW2 Campaign Remaster released and we were like, hey, MW1 got its multiplayer remastered, why didn't MW2 get its multiplayer remastered? Look at Modern Warfare 3 this year. What are we playing? Literally every single Modern Warfare 2 map. It's literally what the community has been asking for literal years at this point, and we got it. I'm telling y'all, Sledgehammer deserves way more love and credit than they get from the community as a whole. That's just my take on it, at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because y'all know me. Anything that has Call of Duty in the title, I'm gonna love it. That's just how I am. I have such a deep-rooted love for this franchise and series. I love everything Call of Duty. But I really do love Sledgehammer games as well. Like, man, their Call of Duties are always some of my favorites, and I don't know. I feel like the community as a whole just really put some more love and respect on their name. I'll say now, Modern Warfare 3 in my books is an absolute win already. Like, I don't even care what happens the rest of this year. I mean, for me personally, as a player, I put down $100 for the Vault Edition, and I've more than got my money's worth. I'm more than satisfied with my purchase. I absolutely love this game. The campaign, I loved it. The multiplayer, I'm loving it. Zombies, it was obviously developed by Treyarch, but I'm loving that as well. Not to mention the fact that we don't have to sit here and do 1,200 long shots this year. Like, round of applause for that one. We still do have to do a couple of long shots, but like, dog, 50 long shots is nothing compared to 1,250. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. At this point, yeah, let's see. I almost have the DG58 LSW complete, and then after that, I just have to do the Polymute 762. And then after that, I gotta do the battle rifles, marksman rifles, and then I'm on to the secondaries, and then I'm done. After that, I just gotta get to camo grinding, and between Rust 24/7 still being here, and Rustman 24/7 coming in just a couple of days, yeah, Interstellar, it's right within our grasp. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out, thank you to all the patrons and channel members, thank you to all in the low baller tier, and a big shout out, thank you to all in the mid baller tier, Mellow Last Game, my daddy, man, and the biggest shout out, thank you to all in the G tier, Run Avengers, Channel, Cheese Go, thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends, I love you. Thank you guys for watching, have an amazing day, stay beautiful, I love you all, peace.